Right now at 6, Joplin residents weigh the pros and cons of renewing the city's capital improvement sales tax.
And we've got ourselves a bit of a cool start out there and a little bit on the breezy side. However, we're going to warm up again today. And we'll watch for some rain chances later this evening. We'll have a look at the forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, a Southeast Kansas man sets his sights on a gold medal at this year's Summer Olympics in France.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is Thursday, and that puts us that much closer to the weekend. Looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
And we've got not a bad weekend ahead of us. We're going to talk about that here in detail here in just a moment. Well, okay, it's going to be a few moments down the road, but we'll get to the full forecast. But I know a lot of you're waking up. It's Thursday. Yes. You got to get to work, so you got to get to school. You need to know what to do to get out the door, and that's what I'm here for. So let's start with a quick look outside from our camera on top of the Cornell complex. It is in downtown Joplin. You can see we got a bit of a gusty east wind here and there. The good news is it will ease up as we go into the about mid-morning hours, but right now a little bit on the breezy side. Got some clouds out there as well. Some of us have clear skies, and the further south you start to go, you run into a few more partly to mostly cloudy skies. 20th and Range Line, MoDOT camera there, looking pretty good. Just 2 or 3 cars on the road right now, and here in about 20 more minutes, almost as if by on cue. It's like a well-orchestrated ballet. These roads will begin to fill up out there. Quick look outside. It is 45 in Joplin, 42 in Pittsburgh. So again, a bit of a cool start out there. And we are going to warm up again today. The only difference between today and yesterday, there's 2 key differences. One, we're going to be about that much warmer than where we were yesterday, but it's also going to take about that much longer to get there. We're going to be a little slower to warm today. Temperatures around the region look about like this. Still got some 30s, Iola, Fort Scott, and Nevada. Everyone else into the 40s out there, except for Cassville, Bentonville. The further south you go, it's also just a wee bit warmer. Kids getting on the bus this morning. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, 49, east breeze at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. And when that bus brings them home later today, we're going to be about 69, mostly cloudy, southeast breeze, 5 to 10 miles an hour. And again, we're going to be a pinch warmer than where we were yesterday. We're looking at highs right about 70, so we should see a few more low 70s out there. We're going to go partly cloudy into the morning hours. Clouds try and clear out a bit, and then they will return this afternoon. And then by this evening, that's when we're going to see another opportunity for some showers and thunder showers. But unlike yesterday, they're not going to be confined to our southern counties. We're expecting to see them a little more widespread out there. We're going to go into detail about those thunder showers this evening and how the weekend is shaping up in the full forecast a little later. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, it's up to Joplin citizens to decide on April 2nd whether to renew the capital improvement sales tax. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more.
The City of Joplin's capital improvement sales tax started collecting revenue in 2004 with a voter-approved renewal in 2014. Since the last renewal, the tax funded 14 roadway projects. The 3/8-cent sales tax will be on the April 2nd ballot, seeking a 12-year renewal.
The very first question we get, is this a new tax? And no, this is not a new tax. This is a renewal of a tax that we've already made sure it's doing what it's supposed to do. Good evening, Council.
Levins is the chairman for the Capital Improvement Committee. He says the sales tax is the reason Joplin isn't in debt.
We make sure that everything is kosher and that everything that we do is paid for as we go. We have no debt. That's a rarity in the Midwest.
If we don't have the money, we're not going to do it. We don't like to borrow and pay it off over time.
Out of the 14 projects, 5 are not yet completed. The Director for Public Works says that requesting a renewal of 12 years gives the projects more time.
It never fits with your projects and your ranking. And so by adding 2 years, I believe they actually were able to add a couple additional projects. And I think they actually added 3 additional projects.
12 years is too long for voters to not have a say. 10 years was bad enough. But 12 years, guys?
Mary Hayes Price is against the capital sales tax for multiple reasons.
If the city can't get the projects done in 10 years, let's lower it to 5 years, shorten the number of projects, build the trust with the community, and let's grow from there.
After seeing signs supporting the sales tax, Price started posting her own signs.
A vote no
is a voice of change.
Voters will decide on April 2nd whether or not the capital improvement sales tax will be renewed for 12 more years. The McDonald County, Missouri School District is the latest in our area to announce it will move to a 4-day school week. Students in the district can expect to have Mondays off starting this fall. The district says the decision stems from a critical shortage of qualified educators. Officials say the allure of higher paying positions in neighboring states is a big reason. Though the school week will be 1 day shorter, officials say students can still expect to have the same amount of instructional time. Teachers will also have more time for professional development.
You have a lot of new people who have, entered the career field with a lot of people retiring during that time, and we want to surround them with as much support as possible. So that comes back to that professional development piece and helping bolster that.
Well, the superintendent of McDonald County Schools says that despite having one fewer day, hourly employees such as maintenance and bus drivers will still have the ability to get the hours necessary for their work week. The city of Pittsburgh has installed cameras aimed at recognizing the license plates of stolen vehicles and wanted suspects. The cameras come from the company Flock Group. The city bought 14 cameras from Flock with a 2-year lease costing $42,000 per year and a $2,100 one-time installation fee. Officials say the cameras will alert law enforcement in real time when a suspect's license plate is recognized, helping to reduce crime. Some students from St. Mary's Colgan in Pittsburgh hit the Meadowbrook Mall yesterday to perform random acts of kindness. The group, one of 3, handed out cards and flowers to people at the mall. Their mission was to simply leave people with the unexpected smile and a better day. The students say they got something out of the day as well.
I think they're so important because not only does it look good for our school, but it also helps us develop as characters, and that ultimately leads us closer to heaven.
The other 2 groups performed their random acts of kindness by cleaning up around the community. A Girard, Kansas native is going to the Summer Olympics in Paris. Derek Main secured one of the 2 spots on the U.S. men's trap shooting team. Men participated in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, but this time around he will have his family by his side, an extra layer of motivation.
In Tokyo, nobody got to go because of COVID. They allowed no spectators. Japan wasn't letting anybody into the country, so they weren't able to go. So it'll be nice this time around. All of my family's going to come. My wife, my daughter, my parents, and my brother are all going to be there cheering me on.
It's always been a dream, so I think him fulfilling that dream. Tokyo was a dream to go. Now he's on a mission to win a medal this time.
Maine is a 2024 CAT Games gold medalist and 2022 world champion. He and his parents are also supporting the start of the Girard High School trap team. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Florida Senator Marco Rubio is on former President Donald Trump's list of potential running mates. Plus, more Americans arrived in Florida last night after waiting weeks to evacuate from Haiti. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Thursday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Hi, it's Tommy with Heritage Tractor. Our annual April Fool's Day sale is back, and it's anything but a 72 months on select John Deere tractor packages. No kidding. Stop by your local Heritage Tractor today. Offer ends April 6th, 2024.
Topping Nation Watch this morning. Last year was a bit of a tough year for those working on Wall Street, relatively speaking. The average bonus for Wall Street bankers dipped by 2% to a $176,500, well below the $240,000 paid out in 2021. That's according to estimates from the New York State Comptroller. It's likely due to mixed earnings on Wall Street last year and underwhelming merger and acquisition activity. H&R Block is suing the Federal Trade Commission over a complaint filed by the agency last month. It concerns the tax preparation company's free online filing options. The FTC alleges H&R Block misled customers over its marketing of free filing products. It also claimed consumers' tax data was unfairly deleted. H&R Block has denied the claims with a hearing before an administrative judge set for October 23rd. But H&R Block is claiming in its lawsuit filed Wednesday that the agency's use of internal administrative judges violates the Constitution. The FTC did not respond to a request for comment. The FCC says it is investigating Amazon and other retailers for the alleged marketing and selling of wireless signal jammers. The devices are illegal to use, sell, or market in the U.S. The agency confirmed the probe in a statement Wednesday, but did not say which other retailers were being investigated. Amazon did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The news of the investigation comes after NBC News reporter that signal jammers were apparently available online on Amazon's marketplace. The United Steelworkers Union says it's supporting President Joe Biden's re-election effort. Mr. Biden says he is honored by the endorsement. United Steelworkers Union represents 850,000 workers who produce products with metals, rubber, chemicals, and glass, along with several other occupations. The USW say they proudly endorse Mr. Biden. The union also supported Mr. Biden's campaign in 2020. Florida Senator Marco Rubio is on former President Donald Trump's list of potential running mates. That's according to multiple sources close to Mr. Trump. They say Mr. Trump and his campaign have several potential picks for vice president being seriously considered now that he is the presumptive Republican nominee, and Rubio is one of them. One senior Trump advisor says he likes Rubio because he's Hispanic, young, and a good speaker with natural charisma. Rubio endorsed Mr. Trump earlier this year. More Americans arrived in Florida last night after waiting weeks to evacuate from Haiti. The island nation has descended into chaos with the resignation of its leader and escalating violence among armed gangs. The U.S. State Department and Florida state officials say they're working on efforts to get Americans out of Haiti, with nearly 1,600 asking for assistance. CBS News' Jared Hill has the latest from New York.
We're finally reunited with Julian, our 2-year-old son.
It's been a long 2 weeks for Philippe Armand trying to get his son and more than a dozen family members back on U.S. soil amid the turmoil in Haiti.
Everyone made it safe and sound.
Their flight from Haiti to Florida, one of a handful, planned and coordinated by Florida emergency management officials.
We're committed to rescuing Floridians from this situation. It's a bad situation.
The U.S. State Department says well over 1,000 Americans have expressed interest in leaving Haiti as chaos continues. Yesterday, armed gangs launched a new round of attacks near the capital, Port-au-Prince, leaving bodies in the streets. Turmoil began in Haiti earlier this month after a mass prison outbreak. The Prime Minister announced his resignation last week and is currently under U.S. protection. Haiti officials are now working on creating a transitional government. The U.S. Diplomatic Security Service posted video of dozens of Americans boarding a chartered helicopter in Haiti yesterday, flown to the Dominican Republic capital of Santo Domingo.
The situation on the ground is one of the biggest factors into determining the frequency at which we can do this.
The State Department says demand and the reliability of commercial transportation will also determine how often it can operate flights to get as many Americans out of Haiti as they can. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The State Department says there are U.S. officials in Santo Domingo to provide consular services to evacuated Americans. At this point, though, people brought to the Dominican Republic are responsible for finding their own transportation from there back to the U.S. And that's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got some cloudy skies out there. Some of us up north clear. We're getting partly cloudy skies now across the area, and we'll have more clouds roll in. Even got some showers and thunderstorms, but these are well off to our southwest around the Oklahoma City area. Those won't be a problem for us through the morning hours, although we could see a stray sprinkle or two in some locations. We'll have better shower chances this evening. Our camera 7th and range line looking pretty good so far this morning. As we head through today, we're going to be a little warmer than yesterday, looking to top out right around 70 degrees, and we'll have some thunder shower chances this evening. We'll have another full look at your forecast here in just a few more minutes.
Are you thinking about remodeling or elevating your kitchen?
Kubota Dealer in Joplin at 3030 North Rangeline Road and online at KubotaJoplin.com.
Ashley, this is home.
Kansas City Fashion Week features creations from a diverse group of designers, but one is a little different. She's only 11 years old. Daniela Leon reports.
11-year-old Brooklyn Franklin is not cut from the same cloth as most kids her age.
I love the fashion and I love sewing because there's so many different patterns and sizes that you can make for certain people.
When she's not in school, you can find her sewing fabric and making one-of-a-kind designs one stitch at a time.
It takes a lot of thinking and hard work, because the hard work that you have to put into your clothing is probably like the most insane part.
The aspiring fashionista is serious about her craft, taking lessons from Zoli's sewing school while balancing school, beauty pageants, and modeling.
I'm proud of her. She does very well, works hard, and is very creative.
Brooklyn's spin on style has caught the attention of many, including KC Fashion Week, who will be featuring BK Smart's designs on the runway.
So exciting because I've never seen another 11-year-old making designs.
For Brooklyn, this opportunity sets the stage for a brighter future.
I want to move to New York, and I want to go to fashion school.
And a lesson on why it's important to create your own destiny.
Your age does not matter. Your age does not define potential because you can do whatever you set your mind to.
Brooklyn says she's had a passion for fashion ever since her grandmother introduced her to sewing. That was at 5 years old. Now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got a bit of a cloudy start to the day on the cool side as well. Warmer weather will return today. We'll take a look at that forecast in detail right after this.
It's Ford Truck Month, and we're celebrating 47 years as the best-selling trucks.
Partnering with people to live healthier lives.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:23 on this Thursday morning. We're taking a live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex downtown Joplin. Clouds are starting to gradually clear, and that's what's going to happen before they return as we head into the afternoon hours out there. MoDOT camera 20th in range line also looking pretty good as we get this day underway. And as we take a look on the Kansas side from the KDOT camera on 69 just south of the city of Pittsburgh, also looking fairly good as we get this day started. As we go through the morning, we could see a couple of isolated showers, maybe a sprinkle or two. I think our better chances for actual scattered showers that will, with rain reaching the ground, it's going to come as we head into the evening hours, and we'll start to see a few of those scattered showers, maybe even a thunder shower or two as we head into the evening. But then these will quickly dissipate as we head overnight tonight and into Friday morning, and we'll even be partly to mostly cloudy as we head into our Friday. Then on Friday, we have a cold front that's going to start to make its way in. So here's the leading edge of it. It's going to bring us a couple of isolated showers. It's not anything overly potent or powerful, but winds will shift out of the north as that front rolls through, and it will bring our temperatures down a bit as well as we head into Saturday morning. So we fall back low mid 30s across the area, so much colder than what we've had the last couple of days. Quick check outside, 45 in Joplin, feeling like 43 with an east breeze right around 5 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region, most of us in the 40s, but you head a little further south, a little warmer, upper 40s, and we've still got 50 in Bentonville, and then a little cooler still up north along 54, 30s, Iola, Fort Scott, and Nevada. As we get our morning started, we're going to be as warm as yesterday, if not a little warmer than yesterday. However, we're going to take a little longer to get up that warm. We're going to have some gusty winds for a little bit this morning, rather. Partly cloudy skies, about 59 by 11. Heading into the afternoon, the clouds will gradually increase once again. We're looking at highs right around 70, so we'll have some upper 60s, low 70s across the area. So again, not a bad day. And then as we showed you on Future Track, heading into the evening, a few showers, maybe a couple of thunder showers out there, and then those will dissipate quickly as we get late tonight, and overnight we're going to be mostly cloudy, fall back into the upper 40s. Heading into our Friday, again, upper 60s rather, ahead of that cold front. And we'll cool back a little bit. And then we're going to go upper 50s on Saturday, a little cooler. And then we're back to the 60s Sunday. We're watching another system Sunday. It could bring us some strong thunderstorms by Sunday evening. Now, the good news is at this point, the more significant severe weather looks to be to our south, but we could still see a couple of stronger storms on our Sunday. We're a little cooler to kick off the next work week. We'll warm back up, though. A couple of showers on Wednesday and another round of thunderstorms possible by next Friday. And that's Check Your Forecast. Now we're going to send it over to Elise with Health Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, global fertility rates are expected to decline dramatically by the year 2100, with more than 97% of countries and territories falling below levels needed to replace their populations. The study published in The Lancet predicts over 3/4 of births will occur in lower income countries by the end of the century, particularly in sub-Saharan Africa. Researchers suggest the trends will make higher income countries more reliant on open immigration to sustain economic growth. A new study published in the journal Addiction is helping debunk the myth that smoking keeps you thin. Researchers looked at about 1 million Europeans who took up the habit and over 450 lifetime smokers. They found both groups had more excess fat deep inside the abdomen, increasing the risk of heart disease, diabetes, stroke, and dementia. And a team of international researchers have developed a new artificial intelligence tool to help breast cancer patients and their doctors make better treatment choices. They say the software can predict which patients will experience arm swelling following surgery and radiotherapy, and which ones will not. Phase 3 of their clinical trial is expected to start later on this year. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back.
In the heart of Grove, Oklahoma, a new era of healthcare has arrived. Today's news brought to you by Kubota of Joplin.
Right now at 6:30, Mattel announces plans to open a theme park in the Kansas City area by 2026.
Now we've got ourselves a bit of a cool start out there, a little breezy. We're going to take a look at that forecast to get you out the door coming up.
Plus, some Pittsburgh artists yesterday got together for some coffee and a sketching session.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:30. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is a Thursday morning here in the 4 states, getting that much closer to the weekend.
Excited.
Yeah, it's about time. The weekend always comes by so quick. That's why that 4-day week.
Oh, don't get me started.
Not necessarily a
Don't
bad
tempt me.
idea. The thing is, and this is for you employers at home, as more school districts go to 4-day weeks, it's going to start to almost become essential
That'll
for
be interesting
employees.
How that starts to impact employees in the
because
workforce.
Somebody's got to be home with the kids, especially when you have younger kids. You can't
Daycare
leave your
costs are
6-year-old at home, and daycares, they're either full or, like you mentioned, the costs are through the roof.
Yeah.
So that's something that is going to have to be considered.
We'll see,
the problem
yeah.
is the school districts don't seem to be consistent about what that 4-day week is. McDonald County, for example, they've mentioned it's going to be Mondays they have off. Some do it on Fridays. If we get some consistency, we can maybe work with some employers, see what we can
That'll
work
be
around
interesting
out
for
there.
sure.
It will be.
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how the things evolve. And I'm sure you're curious how you need to dress to get ready for today. Well, I have some good news. I'll provide you with some details. I can't tell you how to dress, but you can make your own judgment based on the information I give you. Quick look outside from the MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line in Joplin. We're looking pretty good out there so far. Clouds are beginning to clear a bit across the area, which is some good news. However, they're going to return as we head into the afternoon hours across the area. A little cooler this morning, but not too terrible. 45 in Joplin right now, sitting at 42 in Pittsburgh. We're a little cooler up to the north, a little warmer down to the south. 30s, Iola, Fort Scott, and Nevada, just right along that 54 corridor. And then you head a little further south, we've got upper 40s and still have a 50-degree reading down in Bentonville. The rest of us still hanging out in the low to mid 40s out there. We're looking to be about 49 when the bus picks the kids up this morning. Mostly cloudy skies, east breeze at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And then as that bus brings them home, still mostly cloudy skies out there. Southeast breeze 5 to 10, and temperatures right about 69. And in the morning, we're going to have at least some periods of some gusty winds, maybe pushing about 20, 22 miles an hour out there. They'll ease back up, partly cloudy. We're a little slower to warm today, but we're going to be just as warm as yesterday eventually, up around 70 degrees. Clouds return, a stray sprinkle or two possible this afternoon, and we'll have a few more scattered showers, maybe some thunder showers across the area as we head into the evening. And unlike yesterday, these ones aren't going to be confined to our southern counties. They're going to be a little more widespread across the area. Well, the full details on those showers and how our weekend is shaping up here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, we'll see you soon, Chris. Well, iconic toy maker Mattel announced plans to reopen a second theme park, this one in the Kansas City area. Construction on Mattel Adventure Park at Kansas City in Bonner Springs, Kansas is scheduled to break ground later this year, and the park is set to open in 2026. The park will have the attraction like those at the Mattel Adventure Park in Glendale, Arizona, including Hot Wheels roller coasters and a larger-than-life Barbie beach house with a flying theater and a rooftop restaurant and bar. Missouri Governor Mike Parson announced yesterday Google has chosen Kansas City for the site of a new data center. The $1 billion investment will provide up to 1,300 jobs. The tech giant also announced it will expand a skilled trade career development program to the Kansas City region and contribute $100,000 to the North Kansas City School District's STEAM Center. No date for construction has been announced. Kansas Governor Laura Kelly announces North America's largest roofing manufacturer plans to make a major investment in Newton. GAF will invest more than $300 million in Newton by constructing a new shingles plant. The 275,000 square foot facility will create more than 130 high-skilled manufacturing jobs in management, engineering, and operations. Construction should begin in June. The Red Cross recently declared an emergency blood shortage, so the city of Baxter Springs decided to roll up its sleeves and do something about it. Yesterday, the high school hosted a community blood drive. The donors gave a lot to the community. Each donation has the potential to save multiple lives.
Well, I feel like it's really important. If somebody I loved was in the hospital and needed blood, I would want to help them. I would want to donate. And I know that my donation today could help somebody I love or somebody you love to save their life.
The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks gave donors a vintage t-shirt and an Ozarks Adventure Pass worth more than $150 in vouchers redeemable for admission offers at various attractions. Head on over to our website, that's KOAMnewsnow.com, for a full list of the partner attractions. Well, some Pittsburgh artists yesterday got together for a sketching session. Root Coffee House hosted the Sketch Jam event with the help of the SEK Arts Community Group. Members of the public were encouraged to bring their own sketchbook and supplies to spend the evening drawing and talking with other artists.
Artists we isolate ourselves a little bit, and so this is a great way to socialize, learn about new materials. Also, I bring inspirational material, some magazines, some art books for people if they want to try to learn something new.
Root hosts a Sketch Jam event on the first and third Wednesday of every month. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency visited a high school in Virginia to see its urban garden. And rain chances continue. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
The new $1.99 Sonic Crispy Tender Wraps are nut sweet cream and lime. When it's that delicious, you can call it whatever the heck you want. New dirty drinks now at Sonic.
In Consumer Watch this morning, the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency visited a high school in Virginia to see its urban garden. 90% of the garden was built by the students themselves at Charlottesville High School. As Gretchen Stenger reports, that's something that piqued the EPA's interest.
Adam Ortiz, an administrator of the EPA in the Mid-Atlantic region, says he's impressed.
Charlottesville High School is doing it right here. So we have this beautiful outdoor classroom behind me, but not only is it a chance for students to learn, and there's dozens and dozens of students who participate in the farm here, but they're also providing healthy food to other students here and to the community.
The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency reached out and wanted a tour of the urban farm to learn more about what the class is teaching. This project started nearly 10 years ago and has blossomed into a full-time class with over 70 students each year. Andrew Cullinan says he's taken these skills home and gotten his parents involved.
I convinced them to start some kale on our back porch.
That's why I'm doing it. I mean, this is all for the kids. I think it's just amazing to see their growth and their interest in it.
So some of the things that really stand out here is that there's so many little pieces that are working together. So we have sustainable energy source in the solar panels. We have chickens creating a source of protein in the eggs. We've got all sorts of vegetables and fruits growing here, so we're covering a lot of food groups as well. Students are working together, learning from each other. They're using compost, so organic way to feed the soil, and then sharing the food with others in the community.
Ortiz says he hopes to see more successful urban farms just like this.
The EPA administrator said other schools should be paying attention. The Federal Reserve says it needs to see more signs to instill confidence that inflation is easing towards its stated 2% goal, announcing it will hold interest rates steady yesterday. This comes after recent federal data showed prices rose slightly last month compared to January. Still, the Fed has signaled that it still expects to make 3 rate cuts by the end of the year, a move that would be welcomed by Americans struggling with the high cost of borrowing. The EPA is calling on the U.S. auto industry, starting with 2027 models, to cut 7 billion tons of carbon emissions caused by cars, pickup trucks, and SUVs. It's an effort to speed up Americans' transition to electric vehicles. Under the new rules, EVs could account for more than half of new cars sold from 2030 to 2032. And a popular chocolate chip cookie is updating its recipe for the first time in a decade. Chips Ahoy's Proved cookies will feature a newer type of chocolate chip developed by the company, one that has a higher concentration of cacao and Madagascar vanilla extract and reduced bitterness. The updated cookie will also include a richer texture and new packaging. The cost of buying and selling a home could be lowering. The National Association of Realtors, which represents more than 1 million realtors in the U.S., recently agreed to settle antitrust lawsuits with groups of home sellers. The NAR has agreed to pay $418 million in damages and eliminate rules on realtor commissions. Jen Sullivan explains what this could mean for the housing market.
Some big changes are likely coming to the housing market. Typically, home sellers pay a standard 6% commission to their listing agent and their buyer's realtor. But it appears that's changing.
People are going to scrutinize, as they always do, a little more carefully all of the expenses involved.
Last week, the National Association of Realtors agreed to settle a lawsuit over inflated realtor commission and lack of transparency. The 6% commission, at the heart of the controversy, was never a set rule, more of an industry standard. And some realtors say that money doesn't just go in their pockets.
These properties have to be marketed. Digital ads have to be run, target marketing, photographs, all these aerial and drone videos. Who pays for that? The agent is paying for that.
A judge still has to approve the settlement, but TD Cowen Insights estimates the changes will cause real estate commissions to drop by 25 to 50%. It also could shift a chunk of that cost from sellers to buyers. So let's crunch the numbers. According to the most recent data from the NAR, the median single-family home sales price in January was $383,500. The seller of that typical house would pay more than $23,000 in realtor commissions as it stands now.
It's very much a deterrence for people wishing to buy.
Right now, home sellers incorporate those commissions into their sticker price. But some real estate experts say this settlement opens the door to much lower competitive commissions, perhaps even more flat rate fees, and that could mean a drop in average home sale prices. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
And that's it for Consumer Watch. Here's Chris with another look at your forecast.
Yeah, we've got ourselves a cool but otherwise decent day. Still some clouds out there, but they are gradually clearing, but they will return as we head into the afternoon hours out there. That's a live look from our camera on the Cornell Complex. Live look from the MoDOT camera at 20th and Rangeline. Also looking pretty good. A few more cars out on the road. And the roads for the time being are dry, but they are cool. 45 in Joplin, 41 in Pittsburgh right now. Temperatures around the region look about like this. Still some 30s along the 54 corridor. Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada. They've been in the 30s all morning long, but at least it's the upper 30s. Could be a lot colder. We got low to mid 40s for most of us and a little warmer as you head further south. Still sitting at 50 in Bentonville. Kids getting on the bus this morning. We're looking to be mostly cloudy, 49 degrees, east breeze 5 to 10, but we could still see some occasional gusts pushing upwards of, say, about 20 miles an hour. The good news is these gusts are going to be short-lived. Winds will calm back down, southeast 5 to 10, mostly cloudy when that bus brings them home, sitting at 69 degrees. We do have some shower chances as we head into the evening hours across the area, and we're going to tell you what we're expecting for the weekend. That's all coming up with your full forecast in just a moment. It's also just about time to celebrate birthdays and anniversaries. Those, of course, coming up right after this break. But first, we're going to take a break because we need to. We'll be right back.
When a rookie stunt driver meets the
All right, time for some Thursday birthdays. We're beginning in Fort Scott with Madeline Ballou celebrating birthday number 18. A very happy birthday to you, Madeline.
And a happy birthday to Shelton Reno from Iola, who turns 30 today. Happy birthday, Shelton.
And the Oplotnik twins celebrating birthday number 68. That would be Larry and Gary. Now, Larry, still close to home. Fort Scott is where he's at. Gary, not that far, though, hanging out in Claremore, Oklahoma. Very happy birthday to the Oplotniks.
And a very happy birthday as well to Jack Cozart from Columbus. Happy birthday, Jack.
We have a slight problem here.
What is that?
That's it.
That's it.
That's
Only
the end
4.
of this birthdays list. Now, these are great birthdays.
Of
we
course.
absolutely love celebrating
Yes.
them. But the thing is we love celebrating more than just 4. How
I
can they
agree.
help
Yeah,
us?
absolutely.
We need more
We
than
need
4.
more.
There can't be only 4 birthdays in all of the 4 states in our 15 county area. So if you want to celebrate with us, at least what do they need to do?
Please submit your birthdays and anniversaries to birthdays@koamnewsnow.com. Make sure to include those messages and photos as well.
Absolutely. That's the one thing I did like. Of the 4 birthdays we had today, all 4 of them had
Yes.
photos. That's fantastic. We just want more of those. So please celebrate with us because we love celebrating with you. It's honestly, it's like the highlight of our day.
Yes,
we
I love it.
pre-read the birthday list. We get ready for it. We're excited. And sometimes, there's only 3 or 4 on the list, but 3 or 4 special birthdays today.
Absolutely.
And it's a great day to celebrate a birthday. We are taking a quick look outside. This is our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, and it, of course, is located there in downtown Joplin. Looking back to the northeast, we still have some clouds out there, but as you can see, we're getting some clearing in. However, this is going to be a brief clearing. Clouds are going to increase again as we head into the afternoon hours. MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline, looking fairly good. Getting some daylight here as well now on the MoDOT, this is the KDOT camera, over in Kansas. There's a lot of folks heading south on 69. And, of course, this camera just south of Pittsburgh on 69. Future tracks showing the possibility of a couple of sprinkles as we head through the morning and afternoon. I do think that if we even see anything this morning, it's not going to reach the ground. Our better opportunity for some more meaningful shower activity will come this evening. Say about 4 o'clock or so, we'll start to see a few isolated showers and maybe even a couple of thunder showers out there. You see some of those yellows and reds. No strong or severe storms, but a rumble of thunder or 2 will be possible. But the good news is, as you can see here, they're not confined to our southern counties like they were yesterday. We're seeing them a little more widespread. Now, obviously, as you can also see, not everybody going to get in on the shower activity, but at least some of us will get some much needed rain. They dissipate pretty quickly after about 10, 11 o'clock tonight, and we partly to mostly cloudy as we head into our Friday. Then a cold front will begin to roll in by the afternoon hour. So ahead of that front, we're looking at highs mid-upper 60s, and as that front pushes on through, it'll bring a few showers. These will be relatively isolated, but it's also going to bring in a north wind and some cooler temperatures. We're looking to be pretty chilly by the time we hit Saturday morning out there, so do be prepared for that. Now we're getting some daylight. Our camera 7 47th and Rangeline. You can see a few of those clouds. You can see some of the clearing taking place. 45 in Joplin right now. Feels like 43 with that east breeze at about 5 miles an hour. Temperatures around the region, they look like this. Still in the 30s along 54. Iola, Fort Scott, Nevada. Bentonville still checking in at 50. Everyone else low to mid 40s across the area. As we get our morning started, looking pretty good. We could have some occasional gusts to 20 miles an hour for a brief period this morning, and then those winds calm back down again. Partly cloudy and 59 by 11 o'clock this morning. Heading into the afternoon, again, those clouds will increase across the area, but our temperatures do as well. We're just a little slower to get there, but we will eventually make it to about 70. So again, as you know, we cover a very wide area. 70 is the average, but some of you may be upper 60s, others maybe lower 70s, but either way you paint it, a great afternoon. Then we head into the evening, and as we showed you, a few isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe a thunder shower or two out there. Those will die out rather quickly after about, say, 10, 11 o'clock. It'll be mostly cloudy tonight and falling back into the upper 40s. And as we look a little later down the road, upper 60s tomorrow, again ahead of that front. A little cooler Saturday, upper 50s. And we're watching some thunderstorm chances Sunday evening. Some of those could be strong. I think the bigger severe threat is going to stay to our south, but we'll keep an eye on that for you as well. We'll have another look at your forecast and the news you need to know here in just a moment. And when we make the switch over to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to hear how a World War II veteran receives an award that is not only from another country, but also pretty rare.
This is Scott with Windows for Less, with springtime in mind.
Well, here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Joplin citizens will decide on April 2nd on whether to renew the capital improvement sales tax. The tax started collecting revenue in 2004 with a voter-approved renewal in 2014. Since the last renewal, the tax has funded 14 road projects. The 3/8 cent sales tax will be on the April 2nd ballot, seeking a 12-year renewal. The city of Pittsburgh has installed cameras aimed at recognizing the license plates of stolen vehicles and wanted suspects. The cameras come from the company Flock Group. The city bought 14 cameras from Flock with a 2-year lease. Officials say the cameras will alert law enforcement in real time when a suspect's license plate is recognized, helping to reduce crime. A Girard, Kansas native is going to the Summer Olympics in Paris, and Derek Main is secured one of the top 2 spots on the U.S. men's trapped shooting team. Main participated in the Tokyo 2020 Olympics. Main is a 2024 CAT Games gold medalist and 2022 world champion. He and his parents are also supporting the start of the Girard High School trap team. And that's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
All right, quick recap of that forecast. About 70 today, mostly cloudy skies by this afternoon. Our winds southeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and then we'll see some scattered showers and maybe a couple of thunder showers out there as we go through the evening. They will die out after about 10, 11 o'clock. Upper 40s for our lows. A couple isolated showers with a cold front tomorrow. Upper 60s ahead of that front. Cooler Saturday, and watching another system on Sunday bringing us some thunderstorm chances. And as I mentioned, some of those could be on the strong side, but I think the greater severe threat's going to stay to our south, but either way, we'll keep a close eye on it for you.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, as we mentioned earlier in the 5, we do not have KOAM news at noon today due to March Madness.
Yeah, we don't.
No.
What are we going to do?
I don't know.
Sleep.
Just take it out.
That sounds like a good plan to me. Well, of course, in between now and then, though, your morning news does continue on KOAM with CBS Mornings. And, of course, we are going to be back here in just a couple of minutes over on Fox 14. Yeah. KOAM Morning News at 7 a.m. So thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
Oh, by the way, Captain William Davis, JPD, is going to be here.
Yes, that'll be exciting. So make sure to tune in as we switch on over and have a great rest of your morning.
And when you're talking the Oklahoma